Well, as we all give thanks this week, some in the Valley thankful for the gift of life that organ donation provides. So all this week, we're bringing you donor success stories featuring various members of our community. Today, we introduce you to a man now living in Las Vegas who is a three-time organ transplant survivor.
Everything is great. It couldn't be better.
Vladimir Ristich feels very fortunate to be able to pursue his dream of becoming a physician's assistant here in the Las Vegas area.
And lean forward for me.
It's a passion he says developed over many years under the care of so many different doctors.
My story begins right when I was born.
He was diagnosed with a rare kidney disease, but it wasn't until 12 years later a doctor informed his family Vladimir would need a kidney transplant.
As soon as my brother, me, and my mom left the hospital, the three of us just broke down crying.
His family went through all the tissue typing and testing. His father was the best match. The kidney transplant surgery was a success.
The kidney immediately started producing urine, which is an excellent sign.
But several years later, a different part of his body started to malfunction.
If you are familiar with varicose veins, well, it's the same thing, but it's in the esophagus. Those veins burst, and I nearly bled to death because of that.
This time, a liver transplant was needed. Although there were some complications post-surgery, he fully recovered. But by this time, the kidney his father had given him had stopped working. Vladimir spent 5 years on chemodialysis before the next donor came through.
I didn't know that they could do this, but it came from an infant. And I think the infant was 9 months old.
It, too, was a success.
If it weren't for my father, if it weren't for those two donors, I don't think I would be here today. Taking a deep breath.
It's been 6 years since his last operation, but not one day goes by that Vladimir doesn't think about all the sacrifices made throughout his life so far.
Thank you is such a small thing to say to a donor family. It's not enough. And I don't know what I could do to be thankful and just to thank those families for the ultimate sacrifice.
Well, tomorrow we're going to introduce you to a young woman who right now is in need of not one organ donation, but two.